Welcome to Biology, my dear student. We are learning chapter 2 biological classification and we are today towards the end of the chapter. So my dear student, today let's learn about prions. So let us know that what are prions. In modern medicine, certain infectious neurological diseases were found to be transmitted by an agent consisting of abnormally folded protein. The agent was similar in size to viruses, and these agents were called prions. So, my dear student, in modern medicine, it was found that some of the neurological diseases were being infected by uh, an agent that is abnormally folded protein. Okay, so some neurological diseases were formed, or these were seen in various population of organism, okay, especially in human and cattle. Okay, so it was seen that neurological disease means some nerve related, okay, some disease related to neurons. Okay, so it was found in human and cattle, and in modern medicine they somehow they found that cause or causative, that factor was made up of abnormally folded protein. So you'll find that some structures are made up of folded protein, but this structure was abnormally folded protein, and that structure was similar in size to viruses. Okay, and that structure name was, okay, or name, that structure's name were prions. Okay, so here is the structure of prion, my dear student. You can see these are some folded, abnormally folded protein. Now this abnormally folded protein have the capacity to form, okay, RNA. Clear? So these prions have the capacity to synthesize or formed RNA, and from RNA they have the capacity to synthesize DNA. So this was in modern medicine, these things they found, and they said that this is a infectious one, that prions are similar to the virus but they are abnormally folded protein. Okay, and so prions are also infectious in nature. That means they have the capacity to create diseases. Okay, so the most notable diseases caused by prions are bovine spongiform encephalopathy, that is BSE. In short, we can say BSE, commonly called mad cow disease in cattle. So in cattle they form mad cow disease. Okay, and its analogous variant CR Jacob disease, that is CJD, in humans. So these two diseases are caused by prions, one in cattle and another in humans. Okay, so in modern medicine it was found that virus like structure, but they are not virus, they are prions. Okay, now viruses are made up of protein and nucleic acid. Okay, so nucleic acid may be RNA or DNA. This was virus structure, whereas prions, these are abnormally folded protein. Okay, so I hope that you have understood the difference between viruses and prions. Clear? So my dear student, another very important term we are going to learn, that is lichens. So when we have learned the kingdom fungi, we have gathered some information regarding lichen. Can you remember? So again here some additional information regarding lichens, let us learn. Lichens are symbiotic association. So my dear student, we already know that lichens are symbiotic association, that is mutually useful association between algae and fungi, isn't it? So we have learned about it, that lichens are the symbiotic association. Symbiotic association means both the individual, they live together, and one is both of them, okay, not only one but both of them are equally benefited. Clear? So here these lichens are symbiotic association between algae and fungi, so both of them are benefited. Okay, here no one is harmed but both are benefited, so this is a mutually useful association. Okay, so my dear student, the algal component is known as phycobionts and fungal components as mycobionts. Okay, so two terms are used for two group. So algal component in lichen are known as phycobionts. So phyco, wherever you will find the phyco term, they are always linked up with algae. Okay, you keep in mind, phyco term is always linked up with algae, whereas myco, okay, myco is always related with fungi. So here also you can see the algal component are known as phycobionts and fungal components as mycobionts, okay, which are autotrophic and heterotrophic respectively. So my dear student, here the algal component are autotrophic. Autotrophic means those who can prepare their own food, can show the photosynthesis process, okay, and heterotrophic here is the fungal component, that is mycobiome. So mycobionts are the heterotrophic, that means they cannot prepare their own food. Okay, so my dear student, how we can say that they are mutually useful association? Because algae prepare food for fungi. So algae have the capacity to prepare food, isn't it, through the process of photosynthesis. So algae prepare food for fungi and fungi provide shelter. And fungi, what they will do? They will provide shelter and absorb mineral nutrients and water for its partner. Okay, so here you can see that two picture, okay, photographs of lichens are shown here. So you can see in some bark of the tree also what happened, they can take shelter. So here what happened, this fungi, they will provide shelter and they will absorb mineral nutrients and water for algae, and algae in return what it will do, it will prepare food for fungi, because fungi cannot prepare food. So likewise they both live together as a symbiotic association. Then my dear student, this symbiotic association is also a very important, we can say, component present in our ecosystem. Why? Because lichens are very good pollution indicators. So they do not grow in polluted areas. So my dear student, lichens are very good pollution indicators. So wherever in any area if you find lichen is there, that means that area is not polluted. But in polluted area you will never find this lichens. Okay, so I hope that with this you have understood lichens. So my dear student, with this topic we complete our chapter 2 biological classification. So now it's your turn that you will complete the exercise and go through each and every question that are mentioned in your exercise. Okay, so thank you and have a great day.